Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound, and that everyone is ready to learn something new. But first, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit that bell notification so you know my videos come out, generally between 3 and 4. And if you like my channel or my videos or just me, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. So yesterday I did a food video. Today I'm going to be doing more of a cultural video. Remember, this is what I focus on: food, language, and culture. I try to stick to my guns, so to speak. So I try not to veer off of what I'm supposed to be doing, except for sometimes on Friday. Okay. International Day of the World Indigenous People. So this is a cultural thing or a language thing, so this is right up my alley. International Day of the World Indigenous People on August 9th, which is today, pays tribute to the indigenous communities of the world. The latest the data reveals that there are about 370 to 500 million indigenous people living in 90 countries. These communities are noted to have their own unique set of languages, traditions, cultures, and governing systems. For many indigenous groups, the systems that their ancestors have followed for centuries have stood the test of time by serving them with positive outcomes to date. Many indigenous people's special bond and connection with nature have also led to the protection of the general environment. However, on the other side, several indigenous communities face difficulties due to a central government covert and overt attempts to control their lives. This has led to indigenous people's rights violations where they would have otherwise ensured peaceful and harmonious lives for them. So we did this in class with my students about endangered cultures. And we learned about the different indigenous tribes, like the Pinyan, which is in one country, and I forget which country it was in, and some of the other countries. History of International Day of the World's Indigenous People. The first International Day of the World's Indigenous People was officially celebrated in August 1995. The day had been brought into existence when the 4914 resolution was passed by the UN General Assembly on December 29, 1994. Don't know much about it. August 9 was chosen as the commemorative date because that was when the first meeting of the UN Working Group on Indigenous Populations of the Subcommission on the Promotion and Protection of Human Rights was held. Again, don't know much about it. Every year, the day is honored by governments and organizations holding education forums and conferences to meet and discuss the social issues faced by indigenous groups worldwide. People are also given information on any ongoing and or upcoming activities and projects that are being undertaken to help the target communities. Every year, the theme changes to shed light on a pressing topic. And the theme for the year 2021 was Leaving No One Behind, Indigenous Peoples and the Call for a New Social Contract. The social contract theme is called for accountability and the general population's interaction with the indigenous communities and the resources. Okay. So many indigenous people, they end up losing themselves. They end up melding or converting or adapting to other cultures, and they end up losing their own culture. Over the years, many indigenous groups have found themselves to be on a disadvantageous terrain, it's a difficult word, in the face of urban development projects that have destroyed and denigrated their lands and territories. Sometimes the logging companies, I read about logging companies taking land away from people. The central government and builders involved in such projects never sought permission from or even spoke with the indigenous communities before they took the developmental steps. Organizations and agencies like the UN and UNESCO have made efforts to constitutional legislative reforms for dominant indigenous groups. Yet the efforts must be focused on bringing everyone together in the cause, leaving none behind. So, there are indigenous groups that are still surviving, and there are other indigenous groups that are, in danger of becoming extinct. No more. International Day of the World Indigenous People Timeline. So 1982 was the first UN meeting on indigenous people. 1995, International Day of the World's Indigenous People. 2005 to 2015, Indigenous People Decade. 2019, Indigenous Languages Year. So at the starting 2016 report on danger of more than 2,000, this is from 2020 to 2016, indigenous becoming extinct. The UN declares 2019 to be the International Year of the Indigenous Languages in order to create awareness. So the first thing we all have to realize is most of us are not indigenous. The Native Americans are indigenous to this country, not us. In Alaska, they have indigenous people. I think they're called the Inuit or something like that. In Australia or New Zealand, they have indigenous people, the Maori, whatever they call them. I don't know all the names. I'm very bad with names, but other than that, I know a lot of stuff. My point is that, it's okay to explore new things, but you can't forget about the past. You cannot forget about who you are. Once your language is gone, that's it. You're gone. I mean, where's the Inca stuff? They're gone. The Aztecs, gone. So you need to help preserve indigenous cultures so that they will be there, in the future. I feel very strongly about this as a linguist myself. Preserving languages and cultures is very important to me. Anyway, I just thought that video would be a good topic, considering it's both educational and cultural, and it raises awareness for the indigenous people. Again, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. Trust me, it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. I cannot stress this enough. Hit that bell notification so you know my videos come out. Like I said, this is a family-friendly channel, so generally between 3 and 4. May vary sometimes on the weekends, but I try to be consistent. Okay? So if you have my notifications, you'll see it. And please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. If you like my channel, or you like my videos, or you just think I'm a nice guy or a good teacher, please subscribe to my videos. And once you're subscribed, or even if you're not, if you feel like donating to my channel, to help me out, feel free to do so. There's a new thing on YouTube on my videos called Thanks. If you click on the Thanks button, you can actually donate through the video to my channel. So you can donate to any video or whatever, and anywhere from $2 and up. I'm not asking for people to give me $1 million. You want to give me $2 for a cup of coffee, whatever. I won't. I would gladly take anything that you would give me. Basically, what it does is actually shows that you appreciate what I'm doing, and that's the whole reason behind the thanks button, is to show your consumer appreciation, so to speak. So please do that for me. I thank you. Stay safe. Be careful of this heat. It's not as bad as the Philippines. I told my student that today. They complained how hot it was. It's like, that's nothing compared to the Philippines. And I will see you soon.